it all the time. Life is fair, gloom and misery everywhere, stormy weather. Just can't get my poor self together.
Let's get it all out, okay? Let's get it all out, Norton, can we? All the feelings, all the thoughts, all the heartache and headache and everything. Let's leave no stone unturned, okay? Leave nothing unsaid.
Have you ever left anything unsaid? I don't think so, Chicky.
Yes, I admit it. It's hard to live with a man that's been struck by lightning. Twice. Yes, I'm frightened to be close to you when we're outside and there's a storm on the horizon, as there is now. And no, I don't understand. In fact, no one understands why you seem to bring bad weather with you everywhere you go.
Not everywhere I go. That's
Everywhere.
an exaggeration. It's an exaggeration.
Everywhere, Norton. Everywhere, okay? For 3 years, thunder, lightning, rain, sleet, and snow, not to mention the occasional hurricane-force winds, have followed you around like a puppy at your heels, okay? It's not normal. You're banned from traveling in 43 states. The Weather Channel has its own on-screen icon of you to let people know exactly where in the world you are so everyone else can make travel plans. And while the scholars, scientists, meteorologists, universities, newspapers, and fifth grade science clubs all try to figure out why Norton Templar lawn furniture salesman from Summit, New Jersey is weather-provoking, a term I still find uncomfortable, quite frankly, I spend my days trying to love you as if nothing has happened. Okay, as if nothing has happened, but you, my sweet but troubled husband, refuse to let that happen.
Because I am miserable.
We're all miserable. Not the least of which is your young daughter who begged you for months to let her elope.
I wanted my daughter to have a traditional wedding, all right? I wanted it to be outside in our beautiful backyard. Why is that so hard for everybody to understand?
What you wanted was to prove to the world that your run of bad weather luck has broken after visiting some feather-wearing, rattle-shaking, clay pot-making shaman from Santa Fe who sells gas on the weekends at an Exxon station to make ends meet.
He had a gift.
He had an act, and you got it. And where did it get you, Norton? Nowhere. So now you've managed to rain out the rehearsal for your daughter's wedding, as well as seemingly flood 3 local counties due south of here. I mean, your daughter would like to leave and take the bad weather with you. If you want a wedding, she'll have a wedding. But she won't have a wedding that involves her father because that comes with 100% chance of rain, sleet, snow, hail, or coastal swelling.
All right. I'm not going anywhere, Miss Doom and Gloom. You could just get back in the house.
Wings, Norton.
Yeah. Now come on. Don't start with me about the chicken wing.
Who's starting? I'm just looking at that pile of disassembled chicken in your lap and it gives one pause.
All right. Don't say things like, gives one pause. Who talks like that, Chicky? I don't talk like that. Do you talk like that? I don't recall you ever talking like that. Then again, the last 3 years have been a bit of a blur for me, so who knows?
You've got a pile of fried chicken wings from the rehearsal dinner in your lap, Norton. You've been on a very strict diet for 2 years because of your health, and today with a lap full of wings, it all goes to hell.
Oh, it all went to hell way before the chicken wings, all right? 3 years ago, I began this slow, torturous descent into hell. Today, I finally sunk to the lowest of the low, the underbelly of Satan's ball sack. That's how low, that's how deep into hell I feel.
Oh, for God's sake, Satan's ball sack, Norton? Where in the world did you even get something like that?
In the same store where you bought It Gives One Pause, that's where. You know, you might know the store, actually. You might know it, Chicky. It's right on the corner of Who Gives a Shit Street and Stop Busting My Balls Avenue.
You know, things would be just a little bit different, a little bit easier if perhaps...
What? What? If 3 years ago I hadn't been struck by lightning, but miraculously lived to tell the tale? What? What if hadn't, a year later, almost to the exact date, been struck again by yet another bolt of lightning? Something that has now been documented twice in the history of ever, but it's happened to me. Norton Templar, lawn furniture salesman from Summit, New Jersey. Things would be so much easier if that hadn't happened, Chicky dear?
I was going to say things would be much easier if you weren't so dramatic about everything.
Okay. I'm sorry. Am I being dramatic? Oh, well, why would that be? Could it be that my daughter decides at her wedding rehearsal that I should not walk her down the aisle to give her away, but I should in fact stand approximately 200 feet away from her? A fun fact that Google last night told her while she was lying in bed when she couldn't sleep. She looked up what is the safe radius from a lightning strike, 200 feet. And that, of course, puts me out in the street, Chicky, to watch my own daughter's wedding, out in the street. And now I learn that she would like me to really not be here at all. Or actually, is that coming from my wife, who's concerned about me eating all these chicken wings and being dramatic and saying things like Satan's ball sack? Doesn't want to risk sitting with me in the open air afterwards at the whole rehearsal. She won't lower her umbrella, which is probably more of a lightning rod than the one she's married to, but no. We want to sit there and talk with her husband and talk about his problems.
Fine. You want to talk? Talk. Here we go. You're not talking.
What am I supposed to do?
So, they don't want you at your high school reunion. Who cares? They should be so lucky to have a storm or two around that deadly dull event. Besides, were you really looking forward to seeing Mimi Delfont in those tight black stirrup stretch pants, providing our annual viewing of Suburban Camel Toe? I think not, Norton. That was never my idea of a good time.
You know, Danny Tomlin always enjoyed that particular view.
Danny Tomlin wanted to have a vagina since he was in the 9th grade. Of course he enjoyed the view.
No.
So you'll get another job.
Can't blame him, really. You can't really sell lawn furniture if it pours rain on you and your clients every time you step outside. And you know, sales were beginning to drop off. You know that, Chicky. And my novelty's beginning to wear off too. I mean, how far can you really go as the human lightning rod? You can't blame him, really.
They got a lot of good press out of you.
Yeah, and got some place to go every day. I think we're even. Now what? I don't even know. I don't know anything. Maybe for the first time in my life.
Maybe that's not so bad, Norton.
Oh. Here.
Well, how many more of these do you have?
That's the last one, I swear.
Would you really want to live in Oregon?
They need the rain. Apparently a lot of it. Of course, I can't guarantee them anything, but my odds are pretty good. You got to admit that. And look, they're offering me pretty good money.
Oregon? I don't know, Norton. I've never even heard of someone being from Oregon. Have you? I mean, I know it's a state, but have you ever actually even heard someone say, I'm from Oregon? Like in all my years? I don't think I have.
All right, I know it's Oregon, but if this isn't a good idea, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm glad I've got you on my side, kid.
Yeah, me too. It's a little lonely sometimes, but I'm where I belong.
Well, I'm gonna tell you to go out. Go to a movie. See some friends. But you know what? I know that you won't. You never do. I can manage. Really, I can. I've still got one side of my body that works pretty good. I served a whole plate of chicken wings to myself. See? You should go out. You should go and see your friends or something.
Friends I see, Norton, I'm lonely being right beside you because you're often not there. I mean, even when you're here, you're not here. When you were struck by lightning, I saw you leave the earth. Like, lift right up and float way far away. And every day since then, I look into those big bulbous clouds, half expecting to see you float back down. But of course that never happens, and I'm sad about it, Norton. Sad that ever since you became, weather-provoking, things have just been bad in a way I never expected a real storm on storm.
Again with the fancy language. What does that mean? Storm on storm? What?
There's the weather on the outside, and maybe it's because of you, maybe it's not, who knows? Maybe it's all just a coincidence. But then we have the weather on the inside of the house, and that's absolutely because of you. There's a storm building up in our home. A violent, horrible storm that's gonna explode on us, and it's gonna rain down misery and sadness all over us. Because whether you see it or not, whether you feel it or not, I still love you. But Norton, I need you to love me, or so help me God, I'll leave you.
I still love you. Of course I still love you.
Then why do you bring the cold in? It's freezing in our house. This beautiful home that we built together. There's no warmth in there anywhere. Not in my corner of any room. You're making it unlivable in there.
I know that I'm cold. I'm cold because I'm broken. I'm half a man, Chicky. Half of me doesn't even work. That's what lightning really does to you. If you survive it, the part of me that really needs to work, has got no life at all. Try living with that every day.
Frankly, I'm a little glad it's gone.
What?
Well, because it's always about the putts, isn't it? Everything's about the putts. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? I mean, how long is it going to work before it begins to feel like work? I mean, all in all, I think it's overrated.
Yeah, well, that is very easy for you to say.
Norton, what are you talking about? So you don't have a penis. I have no breast because of my cancer. We're a perfect match. We always were, even before. There was a time when we didn't even know each other that way, the physical way, and you loved me and I loved you, and with every hope and desire we had for each other. We'll go back to those days. Love me with your eyes, Norton. Love me with your sweet smile. Love me with everything you have, and whatever that is. I mean, I could live a lifetime with the simple touch of your hand and the look of desire in your eye. But I can't live a moment more without it.
If lightning strikes again, I gotta have one last look in those eyes before I go.
Well, no one can be that unlucky. Lightning won't strike again, at least not that way.
If that minister is still around, you should get him out here. Come on, I want to marry you all over again.
Norton, what should I tell your daughter?
Tell her she's invited to our wedding.